All right, what's up, fellas? We here. Sports Mix Live. Back in the building. Got my guys in the building. What's up, fellas? What's going on?
Sir, yes, sir.
What's good? What's good?
I'll be back, man. So just wanted to we got another guest coming in right at the starting bell.
Chiefs on the
Fromage.
beach.
Fromage. Fromage is in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
On the beach.
Timing is important.
Fromage is in the building.
Gentlemen, gentlemen.
Live from Venice Beach.
We just
Yeah,
we just
yeah.
went live, brother. So you know,
Can y'all hear me good?
yeah,
Yes, yes.
yeah, we got you.
Timing impeccable, man. It's
What's
impeccable.
what's up, gentlemen?
Oh, man, we just here,
Yeah,
trying to see what's what.
yeah, that's
So
cool, man.
yeah,
Good to
but
see
it's
everybody.
yeah, good to see y'all. I was down for a week or so, down a little illness, little
Yeah.
still a little remnants.
Mhm. Glad you're feeling better, man.
Yeah, pushing through. We here. Definitely good to see my man Neil. Know you going through it, brother.
Definitely
With your,
appreciate the shout out. I watched the old episode last night.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
They
I
go without
watched
saying.
all
You
of
know
the
how
episodes, caught up on everything.
Send love to all your family, man. No
Appreciate
doubt.
that.
No
no
doubt.
doubt, no doubt.
By the way, you look like you're on CNN studios, by the way. I just want to tap into
I
that real
mean,
quick.
like hey, I got all of
You
the
know you're gonna sneak
equipment,
that
bro.
by.
I had to, put everything to use.
Yeah.
16K
I
of this
did go
mother.
to school for this as well. It's
I know.
communications was my major, so I might as
Yeah.
well, step my game up.
Yeah. 24K.
Yeah. So, been a lot of stuff going on. It's February is, considered Black History Month. I don't subscribe to that shit too much because, we
Right.
make history every month.
I mean,
I mean,
Black
but they,
History Year,
you know,
but
we making history every day. And it is what it is, February. That's what everybody go with. And at Dundalk High School, nonetheless, Coach Eddie Majors, my guy, head basketball coach. When I first got on board with him, man, he had brought to me that he wanted to, get the Turner Station community back re-engaged with the basketball program. Um, he knew some of the history of Turner's and Dundalk relationship, but not he didn't really know it. You know what I'm saying? And so I had to. We sat the first time we actually sat and talked, man. I went up there. We sat there probably about 4 or 5 hours, just chopping it up. You know what I'm saying, and really giving him the history from a Turner Station resident's perspective. How shit went, and he was surprised. He was surprised that stuff was as deep as it was, but not surprised at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Just having some knowledge of how shit go. And so one of the first things he brought to me, and this was back in 2020. This was right. This how crazy this shit was. I went up there on a Thursday night in 2020, March of 2020 to be exact. This was the night before they shut everything down, and they made the announcement that everything was shutting down. So that's the night they found out schools were ready to shut down and go virtual. Matter of fact, we found out while we was there talking that everything was getting shut down. So um, it was that night we were talking, and he brought to my attention that he wanted to do something with Silas Point High School as far as recognizing like the players that played basketball. He wanted to wear the uniform during February, during Black History Month. Um, at the time, it might have been like a one game thing. Wasn't really sure how he wanted to do it. And then, of course, last year we had, COVID. Wasn't no basketball season last year. And then this year, even though we have a season, it's still been, we were out for a month because of COVID, at Dundalk High School. So we missed a whole month of school. Our kids were virtual while other schools were going to school in the Baltimore County system. So they were going to school and they were playing games. So we missed like 3-4 weeks worth of games. So of course we're not gonna make them all up, but they've been trying to make up the ones that they can. And during our home games, during this month, we've been wearing the Silas Point uniform. So this kind of the jersey behind me. This is what the jersey looked like. Got the Silas Point Trojans on there. Got the shorts to match. And it's I posted on Facebook and everything, and got a good response, which I knew would be. I knew that it would get a good response from the neighborhood. And so this week they just lifted the COVID restrictions to they're allowing 50% capacity at the gyms now, where before it was only allowed two visitors or two parents for each ball player. So you're talking about a total of 60 people that's what they were allowing. So now we can get 50% capacity. We got 3 home games left, and we're gonna be wearing them uniforms for all those home games. So I would encourage, the Turner Station community to come out to support. If there's any Silas Point alumni that's still around, and I know they are, especially some ball players that's still around, come on up. And we do the best we can in acknowledging you, because the plan before all this COVID stuff was to acknowledge them in some kind of way, maybe before the game or during halftime or something. We bring them, like, give them like a T-shirt or a shirt, something, but we was gonna try to acknowledge them in some kind of way. But COVID got everything all screwed up. So I'm just glad that we was able to represent, wear that jersey, wear that, the Trojans on that jersey, man, because it mean a lot to the community. It mean a lot to, a lot of people, man. And like we was talking earlier. Well, I was talking earlier when I was doing my little live, but it's funny how, as a child, as a kid, growing up in Turners, we was in walking distance to Silas. Silas is right at the street. We spent a lot of time on that school, either on the field, the basketball court, the gym, the little porch that was on the front of the school. We spent a lot of time over there. And it just kind of came back to me this week. So they closed the school, I guess, in 1966. And it became a vocational school. But remember, they changed the damn name of the school too. At one point, it was Southeastern Vocational School.
Right. While we was in high school the whole time.
Yeah.
Right.
So not only did they close the building, but they changed the name of the building too. Now, we always called it Silas. It was always Silas to us. But, for other people who were not from the area or, just didn't know, they referred to it as Southeastern. So that's that taking away the history,
Right.
And really trying to change history. And so I don't know when they changed the name back to Silas. I think that might have happened before they moved up to Dundalk.
Yeah,
I think the name did change back.
Shortly before, because I do remember seeing Silas on the building, definitely.
Yeah, I think it changed back before that. But so the building now sits next door to Dundalk High School. When they built the new Dundalk High School, they built Silas Point High School right next door to it. So when we were talking about wearing the uniform, and Coach was kind of giving them a little background, a couple of the kids was like, well, I didn't even know that the school was interners at one time. Like, I always thought the school was here. So it didn't make you really realize how young these kids are.
Right.
Where, they've only known the school to be right where it's at. So they had that piece, and then Silas Point is still a vocational school. It's still a half a day school. It's not like a full day school or anything. So, but they have. So they do say they do still have the royal blue and white as their colors, because one of the ball players is a student there. With probably a couple of them, but one of them had on a sweatshirt yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Oh, they got sweatshirts.
I'll tell you about that. So I'm looking at it because it got it's Silas Point Stallions is the mascot now. So, and I kept looking at the shirt. I thought it was a Colts shirt, like because the stallion looked like the Colts, and it's the same Colts colors. I said, man, he got a Colt. Then once I got up close enough to see it, I said, man, that's the damn stuff. They didn't change the name of the mascot and everything. So it's like, really, we just gonna wipe that shit off the map. So it's what they do. You know what I'm saying? We know the little games they play. But to bring that back, Coach not even from Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? He's not from this area, but he felt that something needed to be done. Like, we need to represent in some kind of way. And so, and I told him, I said, man, this it's going to be big. You know what I'm saying? And really, it probably would have been bigger if we didn't have to deal with all this COVID stuff.
Right.
With all the limitations, and because we really could have planned some nice stuff to have some people come back to the school and whatnot. So I reached out to the guy that did the uniforms and told him that there's people that want to order some jerseys. So we're gonna work on that part of it. This one that I got, I'm gonna try to get it framed. I ain't gonna wear it or nothing. I'm gonna just go ahead and get it framed and keep it as a memento for anybody else, for the younger generations to come to see it and to learn that history, man. And I know all of us probably had family members that graduated from Silas, or at least went there part of the time, So all four of us for sure. I know, Dean, your pops graduated there from there, right?
Yeah, my mom and pops.
Yeah, so you got mom and pops graduated from there. I had some family that went there.
Yeah,
now I know that my mom and my aunts.
There.
Huh?
I think my mom's and your aunt were the last class in that last class there.
Well, my aunt with the Dundalk.
Didn't Beverly though? Didn't she
Yeah,
graduate?
she started there, and then they, the people up top was the first people they sent up Dundalk.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah. Because my mom's, that's right. She said she had a choice and she refused. She wanted to graduate from Silas.
Yeah.
You're right.
What year did Miss Beverly graduate?
66.
Right. And 66 was a year, and she chose to go to Dundalk.
But my grandmother probably chose for
Because my mother, if I'm not mistaken, I had to look back, but she graduated from Silas in 69.
I think 66 was the last class.
Was the last year.
I thought 66 they changed the name.
Nah.
But it was just a vocational school after that.
Yeah, it was the last graduating class.
There was the 66 was the last graduating class.
Wait a minute. You sure, man?
Yeah.
I'm definitely sure.
I done heard that all my life.
I wish, like, my mom, she had the yearbook, and it even said in the yearbook, I remember that. It said the finale to, you know what I mean? So I know that for sure.
Because I know one of my uncles and one of my aunts graduated from there. But they're in their late 70s now. But I had to check, man.
I'm mad because, like I say, my mom's. We had that yearbook for years, and it just got misplaced within the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But I remember, how they do the pictures and all of that, and it said, you know what I mean, final, finale.
But just imagine, had that school stayed open. What would be the difference with the education we received had those schools stayed open?
now I got a question because I had posted the picture about Turner Station in the Baltimore Past and Presence group, and some people were commenting that they graduated from Silas, but they lived in Sparrows Point in different areas.
Hmm.
So, you know, Turnus being such a small community, like, did, you know, later on, like you say, I understand how you're saying what would have been if it would have been open, but where would the people, you know what I'm saying, what would have been the demographic of the students if it was able to stay open? Like,
Yeah.
because
But
it
you
couldn't
know,
have just,
it was
couldn't
a
have just
senior
been,
and junior high,
right.
so
But it
so you could
still
went
couldn't have
there for
just
middle and
been
high.
Turner Station. You know what I mean? That just.
But it was a small school though.
Mm-hmm.
Population wise,
Okay.
it was a smaller school, so we'd have been on par with like back in our day. Milford Mill was considered a 1A type of school.
Mm-hmm.
It had a lower population. Dunbar High School now got a real low population. They don't have like 400 and 500 students at Dunbar.
Right.
But yeah, just respect the Silas Point, man, and their history need to be kept alive for sure. And definitely with like the last graduating class is 66, so a lot of them are leaving us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just all about documenting, getting history documented some kind of way, man, so that it can go on, because like I say, the building is gone.
Right.
So if you didn't know that the building was there at one time, you would never know, what that history was for real, man. So um and I know when they were talking about building the center that's there now, it was a little pushback. It was some people that wanted to keep the building and try to restore the building
Right.
some kind of way, and then other people was like, nah, this it's old, whatever. So I wasn't really involved in the conversation. I used to just hear little whispers from different people about what was being thought about or what was being discussed. So you know, so here we are, 2022, moving on. So
I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know what the name of the new building is. What is the name of the new building?
Silas Point, Silas
Oh
Point Technical High School.
no, I'm talking about the building that sits on the site of the old school. What is that called?
Uh, I think it's called. I think it's called Silas. I think it's called Silas something.
Okay, so that was my question. As long as it has Silas in the name, then I'm good with that.
I think it is Silas something. Silas Point Multi-Purpose Center. I think
Okay.
that sound like what it would be.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
know it's something multi-purpose center, but I don't know the beginning part of it. As
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, they left that name Silas Point in there, I think. But uh, I'm glad that they're doing something and they have kept that Silas Point name alive, hoping that the history of Silas Point can stay alive too. Um, I know growing up, with both my parents graduating from there, so one of the stronger things that would happen to me as a child was just flipping through the pages of their yearbook,
Mm-hmm.
and that was really so powerful to me. For one thing, my father was such a prolific athlete. He was in all the pages. He had track. They had him standing there with the track and the track trophies that they won, and they won. They went up at pin relays and medaled, and some of the big track meets up in New Jersey. They would go and smoke them dudes, man. And Silas was a very small school, man. There wasn't many students up there, and they was up there knocking off the big ass schools, man, all up and down the East Coast, from New York and Philly and even Jamaica and some of them, man. And just flipping through them pages, man, that was like so iconic to me,
Mm-hmm.
um, just to see, Black people, man, it was just like, Black people, Black students, Black principal, Black on Black, that, where I think the track coach, my father used to talk about the track coach, Coach Turner, and how he smell their fingertips to make sure they weren't smoking cigarettes before the meet, and how he strict on them, and I mean, just all kinds of such a great legacy, man. That's Silas Point. And when our schools went down, a huge part of our unity went with it. Because to educate us, to send us to other schools, the white schools, the integration. My first year of going to school, when I went to the first grade, was the first year that they integrated. I was supposed to go to Fleming. And I hyped as hell about going to Fleming, but then they sent me to Logan. They built Logan and sent me there. So a lot of our unity, man, went with that school integration, and an integration, across the board. It kind of took away a lot of our unity. We were stronger, much stronger together. And, so I just hope that the history of Silas Point stays alive with that name being alive, and if that can happen, then that's a hell of a move, man, by keeping that name alive.
Yeah,
and like you said, that's something that, as far as them jerseys, that they need to do that every year. You know what I mean? That's part of keeping it alive.
I think as long as Coach Eddie there, it'll be every year. But you know how that go. You know what I'm saying? But you brought up a interesting point, Dean. Because you had Fleming down on the Ernest lines, and then you had Turner's Elementary was up our way, up top. So you got two elementary schools in the community, right? And you build a Logan, and, and you close the two schools that you. Come on, man. What's like?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on, man. I mean, this is sports talk, but come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, make it make sense.
Right.
Make it make sense. Like I know my mother talked about walking to school to Turner's Elementary,
Right.
and then being able to go home for lunch, and then come back. She talked about being there when Kennedy got killed. She was in Turner's Elementary at that time, and being able to go home and all of that stuff. But like, come on, man, make it make sense. Make it make sense to me. So when we came along, it was Dundalk Elementary. We lived up top, so we went to Dundalk Elementary. We didn't, wasn't Logan students, but like, come on, man. And now again, Turner's Elementary is apartments.
Right.
Like, what I mean? If you ride past that shit now, you don't even know that there was a school right there.
Right.
And not only a school, but man, I mean, it was part of our childhood, the playing on the field and the basketball court.
Yeah, the jungle gym before the court.
Yeah, so I just that's why I like looking at old pictures. I like when I see old pictures and you see pictures of how stuff used to be. Kind of take you back. That little jog down memory lane, man. And I wish, I wish we was a little more forward thinking as kids. If we had the advantages that the kids have now with these things, and we could snap pictures of every goddamn thing.
And computers, you right, bro.
It'd probably be we'd have held on to the memories a little differently.
But you know what? I think that may make it a little bit even more special, seeing as though we came from there and the history and things we went through, and how Turner Station, how we said it before, was so self-sustaining. And the people, the neighborhood, as a kid, it was a great place to grow up. For all the little rifts that might have went on, between friends and neighbors, it was always a place where you knew it was home. And I would have never wanted to. I was so glad my grandparents settled there in the early 40s. And since I was, like you say, I was born in City Hospital, and that's all I had ever known. So it's quite a unique place. And as you look back on the history now, I know we didn't, like you say, Kenny, we didn't have the cameras but the memories we had. I mean, shoveling the court off, playing baseball, basketball, football.
Yeah.
And man, it was a special place. And that's probably where I can attribute to me becoming legendary on the baseball diamond. Yeah. You gotta throw that shit in there.
Yeah, throw that on in there. That's where we all.
D said hiccup cheese with that shit again.
Yeah.
Yo,
That's
we
where
need a
all. That's where
bell.
all the teeth got
Kenny,
cut.
Right,
hey
right.
Kenny, you need a bell. Ding, ding, ding. Flag on the play.
Right.
Yeah. Look, I was joking earlier. You put the I think somebody put the thing up with Mr. Smitty in the book which I'm gonna definitely read. And I was gonna make a joke. I tagged you, Kenny. I was gonna say, I wonder if he put when he called me the Babe Ruth of Little League and
He was talking about the candy bar.
he did right up St. Matthew. This is
I'm
Babe
Talking
Ruth of
about
Little
the
League.
candy bar.
I'm going to get my copy tomorrow.
I know that's right.
I'm going to get a copy tomorrow. I'm gonna find out how
Yeah.
everybody can get it, because I know a lot of people's asking about it today.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go to my aunt's house tomorrow and pick up a copy.
Right.
What was it?
Mr. Smitty, his son James,
Mm-hmm.
James spearheaded it, James Smith, but it's a James Smith and the Smith family.
Mm-hmm.
They wrote a book about Mr. Smitty
Okay.
and his impact. I guess on the community, because he definitely had a huge impact on a lot of people, and we was probably blessed. We caught the end of it.
Yeah.
We caught the end of it. But I was glad I got the little bit that I got. Because his name kind of, you knew who he was before you knew who he was.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody talked about Mr. Smitty, Mr. Smitty, Mr. Smitty. So I was, I knew for a while that he was putting something together. I didn't know exactly what it was, but I knew he was trying to do something, in remembrance of his dad.
Mm-hmm.
And so this will be another big thing. And it's just telling them stories, man, and preserving that history. And he's definitely another historic figure in that neighborhood.
They probably should connect his name. I don't know what they call Parade Day down there. Is it just simply called Parade Day? But he was a key figure, man, to that whole parade, because the baseball kids, we used to walk, in the parade, and I mean, Mr. Smitty was so significant when it came to the parade, man. They probably need to, have his name up in there somewhere. Turn the station.
And that was opening day as well.
Yeah. Yep.
For Little League. That was
opening
day.
I know they named one of the diamonds after him.
Yeah.
Diamond 1, I think, is Mr. Smitty, Osceola Smith Field. And then the other field is Mr. Pitt, Mr. Pierce Jones, Jonesy's dad.
Okay.
They named the field after him. He was pretty big with the baseball too.
Yeah.
So they I agree. It should be more. They named them streets after them guys in Dade Village. You know what I'm saying?
Cal, all them.
Hill and all them. Yeah, So they can do a little more for Mr. Smitty.
Yeah, I think so.
Sure.
Man.
Sure.
So.
He was definitely the man.
So before we dig all the way in, I want to get some opinions on this here. I just seen this. This the only visual I got for the night, fellas. So
hold up, before you do that, let me. Can I ask a quick question to the room?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I saw Coach Ron Schultz had posted on, I think it was your page, Kenny, where he was saying that the football field in Dundalk needs to be renamed after either
Mike Pack or
Mike
James
Pack
JP.
or James Parrish. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, if we're gonna name it after somebody,
Mm-hmm.
you got to name it after somebody that accomplished something.
Right.
I mean, that's usually what they do.
Right.
You know, JP, the only Dundalk guy I know that went to the league.
Right.
Unless I missed something. He's the only NFL guy that I know from Dundalk. And Mike Pack, Mike Pack was a star at Dundalk.
Right.
He was up there in the late 60s. He was a star up Dundalk, and then he coached up there forever.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know how to go about that. Mr. Schultz was the athletic director, so I'm sure he said something about going to I think he said the Booster Club or something.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get a little more information on how to go about doing that.
Right.
And I was thinking maybe get a petition started. Is that, like I said, I don't know. I don't want to just do it, and then that's not really the right
procedure,
way to go about it.
Right.
Yeah, so I want definitely, but I the hell of an idea, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Hell of an idea, and you see that a lot. People naming fields after people or
Mm-hmm.
coaches, or you see that a lot.
I know that they were floating the idea though when they were rebuilding the school, and then I don't know where it went with then, but it was mentioned back then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's good that they would do that with two homeboys. That's great, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Kenny, you want to shout out Anita McMorris?
I didn't even see.
She called
all the way from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Milwaukee.
I think that's Marcus McMorris' aunt. I think. I don't want to. Yeah. I know they related.
Hey, Miss Anita.
How you doing, Miss Anita?
Appreciate
Marcus.
you showing us some love tonight.
Yep, Marcus, one of my guys. We went to school together. I know y'all related, but I don't want to mistake how y'all related.
James
Keith
Brown.
Woods.
James
Keith
Brown
Woods.
in the building.
What's up, Keith Woods, my coach?
Yeah.
Turn the station basketball. Keith Woods. What's up, Woods?
James Brown.
Woody? What?
Keith Woods in the building.
What's up, Keith?
Hey, James Brown. What's up, James Brown?
You're the good foot, James.
Let me let's get going here. Let's get going here. So can y'all see the visual, fellas?
Yeah.
Oh, this a joke?
Yeah.
So this is Leonard Cheese. What's up, homeboy?
Wow.
Blue in the building.
Blue, what's up? So
Blue.
this is Sydney Carter. Sydney Carter is the assistant coach. And I don't wanna, cause I didn't do my homework. I don't know if she's a coach at Kentucky or her team was playing at Kentucky.
Nah, she's a coach at Texas A&M.
Texas A&M, all right. I apologize for not knowing. But I really don't care because she looked pretty good to me. And
she looks great.
Yeah, so the question is this appropriate for a coach on the sidelines,
It's appropriate, definitely.
She could be my daughter. I ain't got no comment.
It's appropriate in that you see. I mean, what was the issue? What was the issue that it was inappropriate?
Right, because she's shapely.
Right, because she got on a turtleneck.
And
she got on a turtleneck, bro. Like if a turtleneck is inappropriate, like come on, bro.
I think they're looking at them. They're looking at them paints.
I feel you, but I mean, I ain't never heard nobody say a turtleneck was inappropriate, bro.
I don't think they talking about the turtleneck. Though. I think they talking about them pants.
Yeah.
And what's in them.
Right. And that's the issue. Like, yo, it ain't the pants are the pants. You can't help what you put in them or what you have to put in them. You can't deem something inappropriate because of the way somebody is legitimately built by God.
Yeah. But it's not like the conference or nothing. It's just fans, fans
Right.
that's hating because they built like a Chevy truck. You know what I'm saying?
SpongeBob SquarePants. Oh, Karens.
Yeah. So yeah. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, well, I won't judge anybody. They dress the way they want to dress, but she dressed along the lines of that era. I don't know how old she is, but was she in her 30s, early 30s?
She's 12.
Them damn hormones they putting in the food, boy. I tell you.
Right, bro.
But yeah, I'm. It is what it is. I think Serena Williams was catching some of that flack. When she.
Mhm.
Well, she was black, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think a lot of times women
Ding, 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 ding.
to look good.
That's like Sammy Sosa. I'm sorry, man. My bad.
This guy, boy.
My bad.
Yeah.
Bro, if you had sponsors, bro, whew, they be ringing your phone.
You gonna Joe Rogan the shit out of me tonight.
that guy, Robert.
They gonna bring this out the archive 6 years from now.
Hey.
Bro, you can't run for public office.
I need to keep that disclaimer on. Goddamn.
All right. Yeah.
Button you can push, man, instantly pop up.
I don't want to mess the money up.
Yeah.
No.
I'll mute myself.
But that's I mean, I don't have no issue with what she wearing. It's nice to see some good shit on the sidelines every now and then. I'm tired of seeing motherfuckers.
Grabs your attention, and you can see by all the attention he's getting it work.
Yeah. Good job, young lady.
Yes.
Miss Anita, I hope we haven't made you leave the yeah. Yeah, anyway.
All right. All right, we back. We back now, fellas.
Yes, sir.
James Brown got a question for you, Ken.
All right. Calm down. How's her coaching record of her students? I really don't know. I think she's the assistant coach, first off. She's not the head coach. I don't know much about her. This is the first time I've even heard of her, just because of the outfit. So I'll have to do a little more investigating, just to see exactly who she is. I'll probably start following Twitter, those type of things. Try to keep a little more closer tabs on. But
I'm gonna definitely Google it.
Yeah. So let's do a little follow up. So the last time we was here 2 weeks ago, me and Dean, we chopped it up about the Rooney Rule.
Thank you, Mr. Nita.
We chopped it up about the Rooney Rule, and since we had that conversation, man, God damn, what was a couple days after we talked about the shit?
A couple days after it hit.
Yeah, here come a lawsuit.
Yeah.
And God damn, I mean, damn. So the conversation had to have happened with him and Belichick, like right after we talked, or probably the same day we talked, because he's supposed to interview like that Monday or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And but he played it. I think he did the right thing. And help me with this guy's name, man. I'm terrible with names. I'm looking at his face. The coach from the Dolphins.
Brian Flores.
I apologize. So Flores, I like the way he played it out because he didn't go running with the text message from Belichick right away. He went on ahead and did the interview with the Giants anyway, knowing that they was already going in a different direction. And then went ahead and got his legal team, put them to work. And it just goes back to what we talked about, just the sham that this Rooney Rule is. You know, you bring the guy in to interview him because you gotta interview was it 2 minority candidates?
Mhm.
You know, you gotta do the interview. So we're just gonna bring this motherfucker in just to say we brought somebody in. And he already know that he not getting the job because somebody done let the cat out the bag. It just throw more salt in the wound to me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the same thing with the affirmative action, where you know, didn't matter what your qualifications was. If you got the job, it was always going to be some idiot that was going to sit on the sideline and say, "Well, you only got the job because you know they had to have a certain amount of you guys here," whatever the case may be.
Yes.
Right? So we damned if we do, damned if we don't. You know that you got to work 10 times as hard. That shit is real. You know what I'm saying? And no matter what some folks want to believe or not, shit is what it is, man. This is still America. You know, and I've always said, yo, you can't legislate or make rules about what people got in here. If in my heart, I don't think a black man or black woman could do the job, there's nothing that you can write in a law or book to make me change that. There's nothing. And
Right. Because regardless, they always gonna find a way around it. You know what I mean? It's always
and
gonna be a loophole.
the laws are written that way.
Right.
You know, every law that's in the book is written without, if you understand the language. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. A lot of time I see people celebrating little small ass victories. You know, and I'd be like, yo, it's a bigger thing going on that we're not even paying attention to what's really happening. You know, we celebrating the small victory. You know, Doug Williams won a Super Bowl in 1988. 88.
Mm-hmm.
And we still having discussions about black quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
We still having that. You know, we still have NFL 70% black. We can run the football for you. We can tackle. We can be the assistant coaches. But the head coach, you know, no black ownership in the NFL. Right? So I did a video the other day, and I never published it because I just got tied up into my week. I just had a long, busy week. I never got around to putting the video out. One of my thoughts was, at what point, man, do we there are enough black millionaires, billionaires, people with resources to really go out and start their own thing. You know what I'm saying? And competing with the NFL is a tall task. But yo, how many times you gotta keep banging at the door asking to be let in? Like, how many times we just gonna keep trying to get in instead of, yo, create something else? Because if the thing you create make enough noise, you know they coming with a check. You know what I'm saying? They coming with a check, and they going, listen, how can we become partners? You know what I'm saying? And I know people have tried that, you know, they have been other leagues, they try to compete with the NFL for whatever the reason. But it's a bigger thing going on. Like that, I don't know if that's the answer. I'm just throwing shit out there. I don't know if that's totally the answer. But yo, it's like we having these same discussions year. You know, and we're looking for somebody to have a conscience. We're looking for people to have a conscience that's shown us for over. How old is the NFL? 100 years? Ain't much conscience there. Ain't much conscience there, man. So how y'all feel about this whole Rooney shit and the whole Brian Flores lawsuit and everything that's been kind of going on since 2 weeks ago?
First, give a shout out to Binky, Hermanville in the house. Hermanville in the house.
Yeah. Good gosh.
Bank.
What's up, Bank?
I don't think Bink, you ain't gonna never let that one down, brother.
I don't know what I gotta see what he's sipping on tonight, though. Yeah. But here's the thing. You have and what you're saying is correct about the carousel or lack thereof of Black NFL coaches. Now, going back, I see James asked who was the other coach the Giants interviewed, and that was Leslie Frazier. But going back to your first point about, and I think about a lot, like I always do, think about a lot of stuff before I come on. And when you were talking about the Dolphins initially, and and people are missing this point, and this is a very serious situation because the allegations of paying a coach $100,000 for a loss to sort of like sabotage your draft status to allow you to move up, rather. It's one thing. Now, Stephen Ross says, that's putting shame on his character, and it's totally untrue. The point, and this is why the Texans did not hire Flores. And when I had to put myself in the owner's seat, you're just coming off a situation with Deshaun Watson. Already had turmoil. I think they already knew they wanted to hire a Black coach. And I think they went with a kind of a settling influence in Lovie Smith. So I think that's why they went that way. I think they wanted to hire a Black coach. They're not going to hire, and I don't see anybody hiring Brian Flores until the issue of this paying situation is over. Because I'll tell you this, if it comes to the light that Stephen Ross, the owner, was lying, in my opinion, that is grounds for losing your team. If it comes to light that Brian Flores was lying and he doesn't have proof, like they all state, both sides claim that they are right. If Brian Flores does not have proof, he will never work in the NFL again. So I think that's why a lot of teams are hesitant to pull the trigger with him until this lawsuit is kind of like, because we can say, okay, Brian Flores, we're going to hire you. And a month later comes out that you were lying about the $100,000. Now, my point that I want to make is, if this is true, you got to, as a Black man in the NFL, you got to have proof. You got to. You can't just say a hearsay, because now you got dudes like, what's his name? Hugh from the Hugh Jackson. And all of a sudden he gonna jump on the fucking bandwagon after 5 years when he sucked as a coach anyway. So I'm not really going, putting any emphasis on him, because he almost did like a lot of these Karens do. Well, okay, 7 years after the fact, all of a sudden you want to lock somebody up because they put a date rape drug on you, which that's another issue for another day, but I don't want to be insensitive to that. But it has to be a situation where Flores has to win this. He has to. Not only for him, but for the other Black coaches behind. He has to win this. So, I mean, I think that's the bigger issue. And in my my point, I think that's, something that's going to have to be settled quickly.
I agree, but again, I just think, man, these guys are not. The one thing about the NFL job, it's only 32 of them, so
That's right.
it's not like it's a lot of NFL jobs to be had to begin with. It's only 32 jobs
Mm-hmm.
to be had. Just from the outside looking in, you know, I look at some of these jobs these guys get, and it's almost like, you going into a place. It's almost like we just was joking about the Wizards. An organization like the Washington Wizards, for a coach, is almost like suicide because the organization is not going to do what it takes to win. And so that's kind of been some of the beef with some of these NFL jobs. I look at the guy Steve Wilkes that had the Arizona Cardinals job 1 year. You know what I'm saying? He had the job all of 1 year. And what did the organization do to help that guy win? Not much. But how much opportunity did they give him? He got 1 year and then he was fired.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hugh Jackson, I just saw Hugh Jackson on a podcast with Chad Johnson, them guys.
Mm-hmm.
Or one of his podcasts. I don't want to be wrong. Well, I suck with names, and he spoke about some of that. Some of the opportunities. Like he said, he had a great relationship with just one baby, Al Davis. He had a great relationship with Al Davis, and Al Davis died while he was out there.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of played a role into his demise there in Oakland. And then, once the son took over, he was Al's guy. He wasn't the son's guy. So, and you know how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
Son gonna get his guy in there. And so he was gone from Oakland.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to sit here and make excuses or regurgitate everything he said, but he was just speaking from the perspective of being in the NFL, being around and understanding how this thing works. You gotta have the organization and the right people around you to build what you need to win.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how it goes. And if because I think in one spot they were saying he didn't even get to pick his staff. That's a red flag right there. If you hire me as the coach and I can't hire my own staff, that's a problem. That's a problem.
Who couldn't pick their own staff?
Hugh Jackson.
Oh, is that right? Wow.
I believe it was in Cleveland.
Yeah.
I believe it was in Cleveland where they had hired like his coordinators. He was able to fill some staff, but like the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, that type of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a big problem for me. And I always take it back. Y'all know I'm a John Thompson guy. I just remember on his radio show, him saying why he didn't take the Clippers job. He was offered the Clippers job back at some point. I guess in the late 80s or early 90s. And his thing was, I'm not going to allow you to use me and my likeness and image, to sell tickets when you're not going to allow me to be to coach the team and run the team like I need to run it. You know what I'm saying? And that's having some say in personnel, even if you're not the general manager. I gotta be able to say what kind of players I want to get this thing done or not. And
So why do you think he took the job?
Ooh.
Hugh Jackson.
Well, I was talking about Big John. Why
No, I'm talking about Hugh.
Hugh Jackson.
You said, why do you think he took the job?
He took the job because in some instances, sometimes you got to take the shot because the salary is better. A head coach's salary is better, so it's an opportunity to get that kind of money with head coach type money, and it's a shot. like, yo, I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and take a shot because I may not get another shot. And it's almost like I look at my guy, Pat Ewing, who was a NBA assistant coach for 15, 16 years, never got an opportunity in the NBA, so he went to Georgetown, you know, at the urging of Big John, you know, come on back to Georgetown where you get an opportunity at the least. So I think sometimes, man, these guys go and take jobs where they feel like they can get an opportunity, you know, and it's a shame that that's the way that it is in 2022. You know, we still talking about the same type stuff, inequity. The best person should get the job. But if you're not going, if don't give me the job if you're not going to let me do the job. You know what I'm saying? If I got to do the job, but I got to always be watching over my shoulder, or I got to find out that we got a mole in the room and somebody reporting back everything I say in the privacy of the room with the coaches and whatnot, somebody running back up to the office to the owner and telling everything that I'm saying. Like, so, you know, and again, it's the shit that we don't know. You know what I'm saying? That kind of runs this stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's what we don't know. It's the because everybody can come out and say, you know, I'm for everybody. I want everybody to have opportunity. I employ, you know, X amount of minorities, blah, blah, blah. Because everybody always say the right thing when they feed under the fire. They always say the right thing. But it take an investigation or an angry employee or angry girlfriend and the old guy with the Clippers case, you know, that came out with the damn tapes. You know, this motherfucker got a little racial shit going on with him. You know, so it's going to take that kind of thing to expose some of this stuff. You know, and deep down, you know, we all love sports. Deep down, we just want to love sports and talk about sports and just enjoy the competition aspect of it, the shit that brought the joy to the game in the first place. The business of sports is fucked up. The business of sport is fucked up, and the business of sport could really turn people away from sports if you allowed it. You know what I'm saying? The business of sport, and that's why I stay connected to youth sports in some kind of way, because it ain't no business involved. It's just you see kids out there just having fun. Sometimes to me that's more enjoyable than, you know, watching a NBA game or NFL game. I just rather go watch the kids because it just takes you back to where, you know, why you love it in the first place. But that's just me. You know, that's just me. But the business of sport will turn you off if you really dig into the business of sport and all that goes on with the business of sports.
That's something.
What y'all got?
I see.
Yeah, I you know, yeah, I think, Kenny, I think we played a role in this whole thing unfolding when we had the whole conversation about the Rooney Rule.
Mm-hmm.
You know, right when all this was going down. You know, I think when people speak out, like we were talking about it, I think it has an impact, whether, you know, we directly talking to the NFL or whatever. But I just think speaking out, we talked about how the Rooney Rule was nothing. That was a false thing just to bring some guys in to interview them, just to have a Rooney Rule in effect is the NFL raising his hand saying that, hey, we're some racist people against you black folks. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna put this rule in. I mean, that rule just tells you what the NFL is about. That rule had to be enacted just for a black man to even get a interview. I mean, it's ridiculous. You know, I heard Brian Flores say, you know, that this is about changing the hearts and the minds of the NFL owners. Man, good luck with that shit.
That shit ain't gonna happen.
Right. Right.
Eyes of them dudes, man. Man,
Right.
good luck. I think the thing that took him to the lawsuit what was the text message. I think that was the thing that's
Yeah.
the most concrete thing that he has. And I believe that once he got that text message, he probably went to his lawyers and they said, well, just go through with the interview. And then after that, we're going to come on out with the lawsuit. But for Bill Belichick, the cream of the crop when it comes to coaches, probably the most respected coach in the history of the NFL, for it to be him that sent that text message, it speaks volumes, man. I mean, and that's that thing about technology, man, when you're getting old and, he got Brian Flores in there and he got Brian Daboll in there and he texting the wrong Brian.
You should put a picture on there. He was like, "No, I can't text that. I can't text that nigga, man. For real, be the wrong one."
Good on the job, man. Good. Hey, way to go. What? What you mean? That's Giants' job. I mean, Belichick fucked that up.
Did he?
Straight up, man.
Yeah.
He fucked it up. His text message that brought this thing about, and somebody told me that, I heard Stephen A. and Keisha talking that the Houston franchise was prepared to hire McGowan, the former quarterback for the Browns or something.
Yeah, I heard that too.
To hire him as their head coach, a guy who experienced, never coached on any level. And I wish that Flores' lawsuit would have been held up just a little bit, just to see if they would have, because with Brian Flores coming out and now the brother gets the job in Houston, and now they're claiming the dude that comes into Miami, say his father was black. I can't tell by looking. I can't tell by looking at him. So but he's a black Miami. But I would have liked to have get hired Bill before that lawsuit came out.
Yeah.
Man, you ready to make me? Yeah, keep on. Go ahead. Oh man,
that's true though.
Oh man,
yeah, he want to change the mind of these owners.
James making a lot of comments. Kind of try to understand what he's saying, but again, we all know the Rooney Rule has been a joke, and ironically, at one point before Lovey was hired, Pittsburgh Steelers were the only one that had a black coach. And for all the stuff that people say bad about, and I say this all the time for years, all the bad stuff people said about Al Davis, I really wish he was still living. Because he had enough balls back in the late 80s to hire Art Shell. And so and he was a rebel. They didn't like him either. Most of the owners. They didn't like him. He was this brash Brooklyn guy. They didn't like him. But I tell you what, and I love everybody, but I tell you what, when Al Davis came to whatever city, he always represented his old players well. He always gave them jobs in the front office, coaching, and everything. And you can name them. It's from Art Shell to what's his name? My man Brown.
Flores. Wasn't that
no,
he?
What you talking about? Tom Flores.
Tom Flores.
But, Willie Brown. All these guys he gave jobs to, coaching on the staff and everything. So I don't know, man.
I think he the prototype, man. I think Al Davis is the prototype owner that they should be looking at, because the guy even his thing of saying just win, baby,
Yeah.
you know, is real. And you put the best players on the field, you put the best coaches in place, put the best GM in place, and that's how you win. Just win, baby. That's how you win.
Yeah. And you know, the league didn't really like Al.
They
No.
didn't.
Because Al sued them motherfuckers and he won.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he was
Yeah.
taking brothers off the street. A lot of players that teams didn't want, but he knew they could ball and they was tough. And people don't realize, I think for 20 years the Raiders had the best winning percentage in all of football. So 25 years, I think.
But that's why the Raiders are still one of the premier franchises.
Mm-hmm.
It don't really matter what their record is every year. They're fan, and they got fans all over across the United States.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Raiders are one of them organizations like the Cowboys, like the Yankees.
Yeah.
They everywhere. The Lakers.
And Raiders a hood team. Raiders the only one of the teams that dudes in the hood like them and biker dudes like them. I mean, they run the gamut. I mean, they just,
I
that's
mean,
a mistake they have.
because Easy,
Yeah,
guys embraced,
yeah,
Yeah.
and that thing was heavy, man.
yeah,
It was that Raider gear was heavy. I had my shit.
yeah.
You had some Raiders gear, huh?
Raiders gear, man. This big Raider coat, man. I used to wear that joint in the club, man. Raider hat. Everybody was like, man, Raiders gear was tough, man.
Yeah.
But the NFL is the microcosm and like
Society. Yep.
macrocosm. And everything that goes on in that league in the NFL is the same thing that's going on in real life. So when we sit look at all this foolishness that's happening in the NFL, it reflects the same thing that's happening in real life. And this suitcase that he's bringing up, and Cheese made an excellent point, man, about having some serious evidence, concrete evidence, man, because they will throw this thing out, in a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat.
I think in this case, he may have a tough time winning in the courtroom, but I think in the out in the public, I think that text message from Belichick pretty much is the proof that he needed to win in the public. And I saw how the NFL reacted so fast, coming back and saying, "Oh, that's not true. That's not true." And Elway, he come back saying, "Oh, I had a late flight coming while I was looking a little disheveled." And but they came back with these quick answers. So throughout history, racism has persisted, but anytime it was unearthed, the sheets was pulled up off of it, cameras hit it and it got on the news. That's when change started to take place, because the people who are in power, as long as that stuff is under the rug, out of view, it'll persist. But as soon as cameras get on it and something gets out in the public, that's when changes start to be made. The civil rights movement, they started, those tapes hit the TV cameras and start showing all around the world. Changes had to be made. So this thing here, and I'm telling you, man, it's so crazy how things happen, that the most respected coach in the history of the NFL, the genius, Belichick, it was that guy that sent the text message. I mean, you can't write that script any better than that. And here we are. So the NFL is making some changes. And I mean, Lovey, man, Lovey might have got his job
because of that, yeah.
Well, let's
Can I jump in here for a second? Y'all,
sure, Neil.
Let me first preface, I do not watch the NFL. But with the recent turn of events, because it's a bigger picture, I've kind of been, reading some of the headlines, but I'm still not all the way in it. But I I see what people post on Facebook, and it was someone posted something today, and I didn't even check to see, but the post was that Aaron Rodgers won the MVP after lying to the world,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and yet Colin Kaepernick stood up for injustice, and he can't get a job.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That right there shows the divide in the league of and the what the owners feel about us. Like we're expendable, even though we pack the seats. And I think it's because we're the majority now that they know that if it's a 4-4 guy around the corner. You know what I mean? 4-3 guy
Mm-hmm.
around the corner. So we can afford to get this one up out of here if he ain't walking the line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
the other thing, like, it's like Cheese was saying. I think Cheese said it that you know, like I don't know everything with the coaches, but if those coaches were paid to lose games, it's like you put them in a situation where you paid them to lose games and then you fired them.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Hmm.
where was the win in that? If I didn't, you were gonna fire me, and then I did it to so-called walk your line and help you out, and I still got fired. You know what I mean? That
Yep.
that just goes to show, like, to what Kenny spoke of, that where we need to look at that fact that you no matter what you do, you're never going to win. The rules are stacked against you. Ben said it, that most of the teams are owned by families and stay in families. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So the mindset of that family, 9 times out of 10, your morals come from what you've been accustomed to, what you've learned. So if your granddaddy who bought the franchise was a racist, you know what I mean? People change, but for the most part, some of that is in you, and it's gonna
Mm-hmm.
continue down the line until, like, the way to break it up is to, like you said, for the billionaires to get together and get a team, because only being in the room is the only way you can change it. You can't change a situation from outside the building. You have to be in the building and
Right.
in the room. So until we get a seat at the table, more than one, you know what I'm saying? Because when it's one, you the angry black man.
Yeah.
With two, you got some unity to do something. So that's the main thing, where it has to start, the unity. Where, like, I still say it, like, the players had a chance to we, us black players, had a chance. They just didn't seize the opportunity. Like with the NFL, and I get it. You know what I mean? We talk about this like that's your livelihood and what you got to do, but I don't know. I feel like sometimes the end result is bigger than the here and now. Because
Yeah.
I still say, even with the NBA, when LeBron and them said that they weren't going to play due to the COVID situation, like, I still feel like if had they went through with that, like, that would have transcended sports. That would have showed the what the players have, the ability that they have to you know what I'm saying, get what they want. But they allow themselves to be talked off the ledge. So
Foul
until
bomb.
right, until the unity can get together, stick together, and take it as far as it needs to go, and not, back down.
Yeah.
But I still get it. Like, your livelihood is your livelihood, but at some point, is your livelihood worth, what I mean? Me personally, I can't go to a job where I don't feel appreciated, or what I mean? That's
Yeah.
just something I can't do. Money, I had to figure it out. So I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah. And you know, because I remember, the whole Kaepernick situation, and people chose, like I remember Neil been on it pretty much since that. Like, yo, I'm not I'm not watching it. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not supporting it. And you know, I mean, I respect that. One of the things I said at that time was, and I said, I don't know where I posted it. I'm gonna have to kind of dig that up somewhere. I don't know if I posted it on Twitter or on Facebook. But the NFL as an organization missed out on a golden opportunity to get out in front of
Exactly.
the whole racial injustice and the whole inequities and police brutality and all the other stuff that come with it. The NFL had a golden opportunity to the NFL would have been, I mean, the NFL was king now, but had they taken some other steps when the players were kneeling, instead of pushing back, and you got these people making it about the flag when it wasn't ever about the flag. And you know, we going against the kneeling, and our guys are going to stand up, and we're not going to disrespect the flag. You know, they allowed the narrative to be changed. You know what I'm saying? And they went along with it. When they had a golden opportunity to stand up with them players that come from these neighborhoods that they're seeing people getting slaughtered like this. And it ain't even always about the police killing us, because we kill each other, right? But why is that not a major issue? Is it only a black issue? Right? Is it only a black people's issue? Because that's the shit I hear. Excuse my language, but that's the type of shit I hear. That's not our problem. You know what I mean? That's not our problem. Y'all killing each other. That's not our problem. We all humans. We all human beings, man. At the end of the day, you know, if the price of gas is our problem because we all put the same shit in our tanks, then why is it the issues going on in certain neighborhoods not your problem because you don't live there? Like, you know, so certain language and certain things that people say, little trigger words, you know, and you hear it a lot with politics. You know what I'm saying? You know, you hear it a lot, right wing versus left wing. The little games they play, the little trigger words they use to get their base all up in arms and shit, right? These little games they play further let me know that nobody give a fuck about nothing. You know what I'm saying? All of the issues that they only come up during election time, and then they go away for 4 years, and then they bring them back up. You know what I'm saying? It's the same stuff, man. And like I say, the NFL, as big as the organization as it is, as powerful as they are, had a golden opportunity, man, to get out in front of that shit and really make some change, and really make some real changes in this country, man. But they chose, like most people, they chose the dollar, because who's filling up them stadiums? It ain't 70,000 of us out there every Sunday. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? The corporations, the corporate money that's buying them suites in them stadiums and paying, you know, all that money for it ain't us.
Right.
So they like, listen, if we go this route, the gravy train is gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? And they chose the gravy train. You know what I'm saying? And so therein lies the whole issue, man. If we want to get real about it, you know, we keep taking out issues to people that don't give a fuck about them. Excuse my language. You know, we carry issues to people who could care less that black men are killing each other, that police are killing black men. They don't care. They don't care about it. So I don't want to see that shit on my football team, you know, my football game. Who gives a fuck about the national anthem before the game? I watched the game to watch the game. So we had arguments, people fucking mad about people kneeling during the fucking national anthem. Yo, who cares about the national anthem during a football game?
Right.
During any sport. I ain't never watched a game. Yo, who sung the anthem tonight? Who fucking cares? Who fucking cares, man? And we wouldn't have known Kaepernick kneel if motherfuckers ain't have a camera on his ass in a fucking preseason game that don't even fucking count. We got to find out why Kaepernick's not standing up for Fuck out of here, man.
Yo, and that is the crazy thing. Like you just put it in a nutshell. Because I had that same argument with some of my other friends. Like they was like, I can't watch because he's kneeling. They act like yo, he kneeled in the middle of the field during the entire game, and they couldn't kick the ball off and go back and forth. Like you said, brother, anthem is all but 2 minutes, if that.
Depending on who's singing it.
Yo, right. But either way, the
Yeah, because
game
if it's a brother,
is
that
what
shit 6
the
minutes long.
game. But bro, the game is
Keep it real,
two
D.
hours.
Keep it real.
Yeah.
Yo,
Turn
the
that shit
game
into
is 2
church. That
hours.
shit turned into
Right.
church.
So if 2 minutes of a 2 hour game bother you that much, like, come on now, you just really picking. It's nothing else.
And yo, you know me. Most of the motherfuckers that be complaining have never caught a football in anger, have never shot a basket in anger, never swung a bat in anger. Probably couldn't catch a goddamn ball if you threw it to them. If you tossed it to them, they couldn't catch it. You know what I'm saying? Most of these motherfuckers ain't never been athletic in nothing. And we talking about the national anthem.
Right.
We talking about the flag, yo. Like I said, man, you know, deflection is a hell of a thing.
Right.
And if you are a master of deflection, I can get you off your shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how it is. You see it all the time. Somebody come in with a legitimate gripe and it's a little controversial. Well, come on, come on, fuck out of here, man. It is what I said, But I just get pissed off, because I see we keep taking these issues to people that don't care. We keep talking about politicians, and we done got way off. We got off into something else, but it is what it is. Because we run
the peaceful disturbance topic.
Hey, we run to the politicians. You know what I'm saying? We talk about who the mayor is, who the governor is, who the president is, and why X, Y, and Z is. And then we talk about, and here in the city, we talk about the state's attorney and all these people. They not out there shooting these motherfucking guns. You know what I'm saying? They not the ones out there killing people. And you talk about the policies, and they not prosecute. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Stop it. Stop.
Yo, where are you going with this?
I'm all over the place. I'm pissed off. I'm all over the place.
I was trying. Look, I think I beat Neil and D to the punch.
I'm all over the place.
Kenny going with this shit?
But my issue is.
Sometimes you gotta let the rain out, bruh.
Yeah, but my whole issue is, and I'll take it back.
Right.
With the fucking NFL, they had an opportunity to stand on something, and they chose money. They chose to stand with the money.
So let me ask you a question with that though, Kenny. When you say the NFL, who are you talking about? Are you talking about like Goodell, the or are you talking about the owners?
Well, Goodell worked for the owners.
Right.
So the owners.
That's where
the NFL.
That's where I'm trying to get it at. Like, yo, we see the makeup of the owners, so that wasn't surprising. But Goodell could have, like you said, split and did some other stuff,
and he wouldn't have a job.
Well,
he was looking out for his money too, because he making some pretty good money over there himself.
How does that work though? The owners can fire him? Like how?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. Tomorrow, if
they can vote. Like they can vote to fire.
They get his ass out of there tomorrow if they felt like he wasn't doing what they needed him to do. All sports is set up like that.
Okay.
The commissioners work for the owners.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So and that's why I say the business of sports is just so. So like as a kid, I remember Bowie Kuhn was the commissioner of Major League Baseball. I thought Bowie Kuhn was like president of the United States or some shit. I thought he was like running things, As I got older, I learned that it don't work like that. he do what the fuck them owners tell him to do. You know, uh, Pete Rose is not getting in this Hall of Fame,
Ever.
and that's just that.
Ever.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was Bart Giamatti though.
Yeah. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? The owners,
Yeah.
like, nah, this is what the rule is.
Yeah.
Fuck Pete.
Yeah. I think the way to deal with this is sort of what Cheese was saying, and with this opportunity of teams being for sale, I just think that collectively our people, Black folk, need to jump on those deals immediately. I mean, you talk about how many multimillionaires that are Black and billion Black, and they need to jump on this thing because sports, the NFL, is huge. 70, 75%, whatever it is, our players are playing, and we need to be represented. And I mean, to me, you dive head first into getting those Denver Broncos. And when any team become available, you put together a package that, they can't turn away. You put a group together and you purchase that franchise because it's our people who are out there playing. It's our people who are really making the league, and when they finish playing and filter up into being coaches and all this kind of stuff, and they can't make it to that level, well, if you own 3 or 4 franchises, then you can make a difference. And I think that, but I also know that the racism that is systemic has in place a way of allowing certain types of Black people to be billionaires.
Dean, you took it exactly where I was thinking, bro. I was thinking that the quote that Charles Brooks said, I don't remember the podcast, but he was like, right, it's Black billionaires, but all of them don't identify with the people. Some of
Exactly
them
right.
have made it to the billionaire level.
Yeah.
They like OJ. I
Yeah.
ain't Black, I'm OJ.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I ain't Black, I'm a millionaire.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's an unwritten rule. There's unwritten rules that you make it up through the system, and they allow you to get places. You don't turn back around and reach back and be pulling people up. No, that ain't the way it works. It's an requisite that you don't do that. So that's why you have a tough time for these people getting together, the Oprah Winfrey's and the Michael Jordans and these dudes to all come together and get their money. I heard, that Kobe Bryant was trying to do his own thing with his sneaker after he died. Or I don't know the time frame, but I heard them talking about he was trying to do that, and he got a lot of backlash for trying to do that. And then the helicopter go down.
But you know what? I'll tell you this, and this, I mean, you kind of brought up a great point. And first of all, I think, and I was kind of researching this last week, I think it's only like about 7 or 8 Black billionaires in America. Most of them probably aren't even interested in owning an NFL franchise. And I think the cheapest one was worth 2.7 billion now, something like that. So you really need, like Dane said, you got to have a powerful Black group at this point to bring you a strong proposal to the NFL. And quite honestly, I think if it was a strong proposal, we don't even know if there were any groups that were willing to go and want an NFL franchise. I mean, not since, Michael Jordan, of course, and Bob Johnson and the NBA, but I haven't heard any powerful groups since the 80s who wanted an NFL franchise or who have said it publicly. So that's another key point. But before you change the subject, can we go back a few steps and Dean brought up Brian Flores again and nailed it too. And And I still don't want people to forget this is a 3-pronged, 4-pronged situation with Brian Flores. Number one, with the Giants and allegations of how they handled the hiring of a new coach. Then you also have the Stephen Ross allegations of paying Brian Flores for the draft status. You also have Brian Flores who's saying he was going to be paid $100,000. That cannot be put on the back. I've been telling people that can't be put on the back burner because that will affect as bad as it is right now for NFL coaches, the black NFL coaches, it's going to get worse. I firmly believe if we don't get it straight right now, and where you have to have some of these owners have the Pee Wee Reese effect, like he did with Jackie Robinson, stuck his neck out and said, look, this is my man right here. I'm hiring him, or I'm going to put him under my wing, do whatever. That's what's going to happen with some of these owners to say, look, this guy's the best man for the job. I'm hiring him. Because there's no backlash if you're an owner. You can pick who you want. You can literally go out here and pick a bum in the street to be your coach. But there's certain situations where, like Kenny said, there's hiring practices that, the racism and all that, that's kind of, and all these skeletons in the closet, that's going to really hinder the league, like I said, until some of these owners show some backbone and say, look, all right, enough is enough. So we're going to hire this brother, and we're going to see what we can do with it. We're going to give him all the support he needs. And because time and time again, you look at all these coordinators or black coaches, they're brilliant, man. They're absolutely brilliant. So, I don't know. That's my take on
it. I just think with this whole Rooney Rule, it's just being a mockery made of it. And to be a coach and you going into these interviews and you know what I'm saying, I'm probably not gonna get this shit, but I'm gonna go ahead and go anyway.
It's like some of the job interviews we went on together, huh, Kitty?
It's real life.
Yeah, man.
All right.
But see, and these guys, all this shit is reported. Leslie Frazier interviewed with such and such. This person interviewed, so it's out there. And with the Rooney Rule, they're going to definitely put it out there just to show. But we complying with the rule, so we're gonna have these guys come on in. It just again, like you said, Cheese. You got to have an owner that's gonna have to have some. Fuck it. This is my guy, and this is who I'm hiring, and that's that. And I don't think whatever the mindset of these NFL owners are, because I'm not just gonna say it's all racism. I ain't gonna say it's that. I'm just gonna say sometimes it's just this is just how they think. They get into these things with the new hot young coach, and the league is trendy. So the Rams have a young coach. He 30, 32, 33 years old or some shit. 34, 5. I don't know how. I know he's in his 30s.
35. And
then the Bengals coach is a young guy.
Yeah.
Right. So you got two young guys. They I guess the Rams were bad when he took the job. I don't really remember. But we know Cincinnati has been historically bad. They ain't been in the Super Bowl since I was in fucking high school. I've been out of high school 32 years. They went to high school. They went to Super Bowl last my senior year of high school. So, that's that. So they got a young coach. And the NFL is trendy, so we got to get us one. We got to get us one. If Marvin Lewis, if Tony Dungy, Denny Green, because we had guys that had opportunities. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it hadn't been none, but it should be more. At least getting an opportunity. I think it should be more. And then, the NFL like to recycle the same ones. They like to recycle the names and this, that, and the other. The games they play. If those guys was winning Super Bowls every year and they was tearing the league apart, man, the trend would be, well, we got to get us one. What I mean? We got to get us one of those. The hot thing. So it was the offensive coordinators. What's his name up there with New England? He just took the Raiders job.
Like Josh McDaniel.
Josh McDaniel. Remember, he was the hot shit a couple of times. Went to the Broncos. It didn't work out the way he thought. Went back to daddy. He took the coach job, and then he decided a couple of days later he didn't want the motherfucker. Went back to daddy. So now he got this Raiders job, and we'll see how it work out for him. We'll see how it go. But NFL just trendy, man. Everybody want the hot new thing, the thing everybody talking about. So if they talking about, defensive coordinators, then defensive coordinators gonna start getting jobs. If the league have a defensive type of mindset, you know how they go. Everything is all about the latest trend.
Yeah.
So the Super Bowl was Sunday. We're gonna just hit this shit.
Hold on, let me interject real quick. I just got back, but James Brown had brought up something earlier. He said with Bill Belichick being as intelligent as he is, the way he manipulates everything about the team, press conferences, who says what if he actually that was something he did on purpose to try to initiate some change.
I never thought about that. Wow.
Is
Well,
that a possibility?
That's interesting. I got his text message. Let me read his text
I
that
never
he sent.
thought about that. Wow.
He says, Belichick, sounds like you have landed. Congrats. Flores, did you hear something I didn't hear? And then Belichick put Giants, question mark. And then Flores said, I interview on Thursday. I think I have a shot at it. And Belichick says, got it. I hear from Buffalo and New York Giants that you are their guy. Hope it works out if you want it to. And Flores says, that's definitely what I want. I hope you're right, coach. Thank you. And then he come back with another text message that said, Coach, are you talking to Brian Flores or Brian Daboll? Just making sure. And that's when Belichick realized, and he said, sorry, I effed up. I double checked and I misread the text. I think they are naming Daboll. I'm sorry about that. And then he said, thanks, Bill. I think he truly messed up.
Okay.
I don't think Belichick is built that way. I don't think Belichick is going to go against those other owners. In fact, probably even if a black group got together to try to get ownership, I would think that the other owners probably would even try to block that. I think they want to keep their group exclusive. I think, when the Rooney Rule was put in, I think there was 3 black head coaches. 20 years. I don't know how long the Rooney Rule been in the place, but here we are, and there was only one coach. So this thing is big, it's heavy, it's real life, and I think that sometimes, man, the way things work out, and for it to be Belichick to F up, like he say, is so phenomenal to me. It's just phenomenal that took place and it got out there. And that text message to me is the thing that holds the most weight in this whole picture.
Yep.
So
I'm telling you, there's gonna be some weird stuff. And not only that, the far more sinister part is you're the coach of the You're the head coach of the New England Patriots. How the fuck do you know what's going on in the Giants
Giants
and the
and
Bills
Buffalo, right?
Right.
war room?
Right.
That
How do you
shows the
know this?
network because that shows the network.
That's what they
But no,
think.
but we talking about, okay, the Bills who have been arch enemies with the Patriots for 50 years now. How does he get that information?
But have they been? I've been saying for
His owner.
years. I've been saying for years though
Mhm.
that this sports stuff is all fictitious. It's manipulated. And here it comes out that they paying players to lose. Who knows how deep the rabbit hole goes? They
Very
pay
deep.
officials could be you know what I'm saying? It be 4 games told, instructed of what calls to make to keep the game close. Like I've always believed, I haven't always, but it was certain situations that came to my attention that made me think like there's no way that these momentum shifts occur. You know what I mean? When it's with calls that, you know what I'm saying? It's just sometimes the calls just seem to be whatever. So who knows? You know, what I mean? It could all be something like that behind the scenes. Because you're right. Why would they know who the Giants are going to coach? Why would they even care? Why would it even be on their radar who the Giants or who Buffalo is gonna hire as their head coach?
See, Neil, I'm not going to go that far.
I mean, hey,
Yeah, I'm not going to go that far. See, Neil, you took what I said. You took a left. You went up the street,
I
around the
didn't take a
corner.
left, bro. I took it at face value because
And I don't.
think about it. The question, answer that. If you can answer that one question, why do
Uh-huh.
they even care? Why would they even
Well,
care?
quite honestly, I can't answer that.
Right.
But I
But
think go ahead.
but I don't want to get it confused because you said paid players. That wasn't the allegation.
No, I didn't say they paid players. I said
Yeah.
what they said, that they paid coaches. I said, but who knows if officials are in before games are told who, what team
Wait a minute. So wait a minute. Hold
to
on.
make
Wait a minute. Hold on.
calls, all of that. Like
Wait a minute. So you telling me that you saying this could be. I'm not putting
it
words
could
in your
be. I
mouth.
don't know for sure.
So you telling me it's something far more sinister that can be happening going on.
Who knows, bruh? We don't know. Nothing's a conspiracy until it's uncovered.
Okay.
Well,
What you drinking here?
all I know,
Lemon water, brother.
I'm just kidding.
Lemon water.
lemon water. All I know is
Bro,
that
you can't tell me you've never looked at an NFL game or NBA game
Never.
and just was
Not me.
like, why
Nope.
why are these all of a sudden these certain amount of calls or whatever?
I
As
guess
somebody
because
who played, bro, I know how the calls can change momentum.
Mhm.
absolutely.
I mean, you know that as well as a player. Like, and
No.
then
No, I've looked at how Jordan get all the calls. I mean, I'm sorry, Kenny, it's the truth. I mean, I love Jordan.
Okay, Kobe fan. Kobe didn't get all the calls either, huh, bro?
Why you gotta throw that?
Kobe didn't get the calls either, right, bro? Kobe didn't step on nobody in the game 6 against Portland, right? He didn't do that and get a no call.
You know, he called me one time.
They swallowed the whistle. They forgot to call that tech, right?
He called me after they won a championship. It might have happened, might not have happened. I didn't answer to the 5th ring.
I know you didn't.
That's all I'm saying.
I know, bro. I didn't answer till the 6th on Jordan, though.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
but Neil, I think Neil is right, man.
Come on, Dave.
Listen, man. I'm telling you, I witnessed the Tampa Bay Buccaneers play the Rams when Tony Dungy was the coach, and they black rookie quarterback Sean King.
Yeah.
The officials stole that game from the black coach and the black quarterback. That was the NFC Championship game. And you can't even find, you can go on YouTube and find any game probably in the history, damn near in the history of the NFL, but you will not find that game on YouTube.
We're not going to throw it out there that Sean King was a horrible quarterback.
That's right. He was just a rookie at that time, and they would have won that game and went to the Super Bowl. I mean, so it's clearly it's known. I mean, how about
Who's
what's
throwing
his
up
name?
all these thumb signs, blue thumbs? They all agree with y'all.
Yeah. What about when
Mhm.
who's the defensive coordinator that went on to coach at Cincinnati? He was
Marvin
defensive
Lewis.
Marvin Lewis. When
Yeah,
Marvin Lewis was with the Ravens,
Mhm.
a lot of talk that he should have been the coach. They should have hired him as the coach. They had a team that was building right on the brink of something, but they didn't hire him, the black defensive coordinator who was the key to the success of the team. They went out and got Brian Billick, and now Brian Billick is a Super Bowl winning coach. You know, why not hire from within? And maybe that black man would have been a Super Bowl winning coach at that time. You know, so I mean, they do little things that are so subtle that you don't understand. But when it comes to supremacy, people cannot fathom what they will do to maintain their supremacy. People don't understand that. You cannot be a softy and be in control. People who are in control will do anything.
Right. You gotta
They
be willing to do anything.
control. They will do anything.
That's
They will
true.
make the buildings in New York fall down.
Whoa, hold on,
Maintain
hold on, fellas.
They
Hold on,
they will assassinate their own.
come on, man. I
Hey,
gotta be the voice of reason. Come on, fellas. Come on.
hey, because he wasn't going the way they wanted him to go. They will bomb their own
So you telling me that it was an inside job?
9/11?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Look, let me tell you something.
Where's CB at, man?
When those planes flew into the building, right then and there, I knew I was watching a cartoon because I know that a plane will not into a building. The plane is going to hit the building, and probably 2/3 of the plane is going to fall down to the ground. A plane don't go through a building.
I don't know how I'm gonna digest all this.
Roadrunner. You know, like Roadrunner on the cartoon.
First of my boy Neil, then Dave, man. I can't.
And then when you talk about, look, I don't research this thing. You know that there were probably there's 110. What was it? 110 floors on each building. In each building, which means there are probably multiple bathrooms on each floor. There were thousands of toilets in that building, and sinks, and desks, and file cabinets, thousands of them. Do you know that in the rubble, they didn't find any of that because the buildings turned into dust. They turned into dust. They turned into dust.
Wait a minute, Kenny, what's the for, Kenny? You what are you saying?
Oh, because we didn't have these conversations before, so this ain't breaking news to me.
So wait a minute. So you guys, in less than 10 minutes, you told me that the NFL is fixed, that 9/11 was an inside job, and Serena is black.
Hey,
I'm just saying,
ain't no doubt Serena's black.
Yeah,
what she's sitting on.
And ain't no doubt that it was an inside job. I mean, where was George Bush at when it happened? Down at some black elementary school, reading to the children.
Come on, Dean. Nah, man. Come on, Dean. Neil, help me out. Neil, you believe this too?
Bruh,
Come on, talk to me, Neil.
I'm gonna keep it real. Like he made it. Yo, come on now. They said that fire was hotter than. Come
Fish
on now.
grease.
Right.
Kenny, you believe this too, Kenny?
But Dean brought up a good point, man. That I didn't even think about. When you think about it, the plumbing system in that building, when the plane hit, all of that had to rupture. Some water's going everywhere. Nothing, no water, none of that. The sprinklers, none of that could put that fire out.
Right. And that's why when the planes hit the so-called plane supposedly hit the building and there was fire, the folks they weren't sweating it. The fire department wasn't really sweating it. It's way up there, but they know that those buildings are built to not fall down. See, it's all about fashion and steel. Now I'm talking. I don't usually be saying this kind of stuff, but my degree is in physics and engineering physics. That's what I went to school for and got a double degree in.
Okay. Well, we can't minimize that. That's true.
Yeah,
okay.
We can't minimize that.
Right.
Now,
right.
Know that a plane can do nothing with that building, because when they build the building, you have to really look at the foundation, and really to understand, you have to stand under on anything, really. You have to stand under and look.
Shake your head for, Kenny. Kenny, why you doing this?
Yeah.
Come on, y'all fucking with me
Don't
tonight, right?
Yeah.
Y'all say the cheese. Come on,
D,
come on,
going, D.
come on, y'all serious?
You have to stand
Are y'all
under
really serious about this?
to fully understand, to fully comprehend. You have to stand under to fully comprehend, what keeps something upright. Now, if you look at the buildings in 9/11, if you go down in the ground and you see how much foundation is in the ground and how far they go down and how much concrete and steel and how they build it, they build those buildings to take on a plane hitting it. They're built with that in mind. An airplane, I don't care what size it is, will not take that building down. Now, they don't know. Physicists and scientists have looked at this thing, and they don't know what caused that building to turn into dust. The building turned into dust. If you got 210-story buildings shooting up in the sky, that mound of concrete and toilets and desks and debris would be piled up so high. But if you look at what happened, everything was gone. They couldn't even find body parts because everything was disintegrated. They came up with a new term called dustification, because that
hold on.
The building turned into dust. It was such a weird thing. And on that day, 9/11, there was a hurricane headed directly for New York on 9/11. No, you don't know that because something changed, because the hurricane was headed straight for New York, and then all of a sudden that bad boy turned around and went back out to the sea, and they didn't even report on it. They was reporting on the hurricane coming up the coast, but when 9/11 happened, it didn't even reach the coast. It got kicked back the other way. There were things that took place where there were cars that were up to a mile or two away from 9/11, from the buildings that were parked somewhere, that were rusted, and the engines were burnt out. It was so strange, so we don't know what kind of technology they used to bring that building down, but it was no airplanes. It was not conventional. The Pentagon, you see that little cheap film they showed with some explosion going off, you don't see no airplane parts. Ain't no airplane crash into no Pentagon. It don't make no sense. Even the one out in the field in Pennsylvania, you don't see any plane parts. You don't see plane parts on anything, so the scientists don't know what happened, but they know that this story about these planes going into the building and these buildings collapsing, the floors collapsing one or the other.
Right, that's the thing right there, because usually if you think about it, now this is different from a building, but we all done made little forts with whatever, and you build something over. If you take your hand and smack it, it falls over. It don't come straight down. Right or wrong, though, those buildings went straight down. They didn't topple when the planes hit them. The plane didn't hit it and cause the top to fall off or nothing like that. They came straight down, like when like they imploded, like when they took down the projects. Right or wrong?
Yeah.
An implosion. And
I need a drink. I don't know.
And building 7,
Right.
the 2 twin towers went down, and then building 7 went down. And that wasn't by the plane.
Hit. That wasn't even hit. Yeah,
that wasn't even hit.
Wasn't even hit. Hit by nothing.
That was a explosion.
Come on.
You know, that wasn't even hit.
I ain't heard a good explanation for that yet.
Right.
How that building just went.
In fact,
hit that one.
In fact, on BBC News, they announced that World Trade Center Building 7 had went down, and the building hadn't even went down yet.
Wow.
And they were reporting it.
Wow.
You know, this was certainly an inside job. And see, you got to see, you know.
Wait a minute, y'all gonna all take and run with this. Y'all good with all this?
No, it's real. It's real.
I'm just asking. I mean, I'm not trying to say y'all good with all this, y'all saying.
Now, another thing.
I'm good with it.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Another thing.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Damn, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people don't remember this. See, when something is planned, you know, you got all these things that take place for that day. It's no mistake that the day was 9/11. 9/11 in numerology, 9 is the number of completion, and 11 is the number of confusion, because it's no such thing as 2 number ones. There's only one can be number 1. So now you got another one. So it's confusion. Complete confusion is what 9/11 stands for. Now these buildings come down. Now you have to remember that on September the 9th and September the 10th was the 40th anniversary of the Jacksons. Or the 30th, whatever it was that program. It came on TV. Michael and his brothers and Luther was on there, and Whitney and Usher. That big program that took place in New York the 2 days before the buildings went down. Michael Jackson was supposed to be in a meeting in the North Tower on the 100th and whatever floor on 9/11. He was supposed to be at a meeting, but Michael was up late with his family and he overslept and he missed the meeting. So Michael's ass was supposed to be up in that building. Also on 9/11, I believe it was 9/11, Michael Jordan announced that he was coming back to the NBA on that day. So they had all the pieces, all the stuff going on this day to make it complete confusion. And if you put those pieces together, you will certainly find out those that was involved in this whole thing.
See, here's the thing. You talk about Michael Jordan, Jackson, all that. If you're telling me that all these things were put in place already prior to them even doing these things, they didn't know Michael Jordan was going to come back to the NBA. They didn't know Michael Jackson was going to be at the World Trade Center.
Well, they can make that happen. And
explain the hurricane thing to me. So you're telling me that they made the hurricane go out to sea?
There's talk about them being able to do, and there's always been rumors about weather being able to be controlled. They control everything.
Manipulation, yeah.
I don't know why I think they can manipulate weather. You know, this is what they do, and that's why I say people cannot fathom how far they will go to maintain white supremacy. Pearl Harbor, they knew that the Japanese were coming,
right? But
they wanted to get into the war. They knew they were coming. They had
to let that go. Yeah.
That's why they wrote a report prior to 9/11 saying they needed another Pearl Harbor so that they can go and do what they wanted to do across the world. They wanted to go. They saying that Osama bin Laden and these Arabs did it. So what they doing in Afghanistan and Iraq? Fight. They went to war with them, and then they put Colin Powell's dumbass up there to make the announcement to everybody about these weapons of mass destruction. What which was a straight lie, but they put him up there to say that stuff. I mean, this thing that they've done they've done it over and over and over again. They got into the Vietnam War by blowing up their own ship. These are facts. People know this. These are facts. They knew about Pearl Harbor. The assassination of John F. Kennedy, inside job. Robert Kennedy, inside job. They know this. They know these facts. People do not realize how far that they will go to maintain supremacy. That's why people are afraid to get these shots and vaccinations and things like that. Because they have worked, these people are scientists, man. They have worked on things where they can release a gas in a room full of people and it would only affect a certain race of people. I mean, these people use everything at their power.
Wait. You saying if a gas is released?
Bro, Chief, hold up. So they say, have you heard the saying that when they want to introduce something to you, they put it in a movie first?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
So you remember the Will Smith movie when they, with the satellite that could pinpoint, people on the earth, right?
No, I didn't see that one.
That's the one was filmed here.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But shortly after, they told you that they had Google Maps. Shortly after that, right? So what he's talking about, the latest James Bond movie, they actually did that. It was they manipulated a gas using DNA, and when they let that gas off in the room, it only killed certain people who had that DNA structure.
So you think that this gas is possible right now?
I think it's possible right now.
It's probably already
right.
It's probably here. Probably already have it. If they put Google Earth and make that, if you ever use Google Earth and see where you can go anywhere,
right? And that came out right after that Will Smith movie.
You know
what I mean?
And if they let the public Google Earth, imagine what they have that they're not allowing the public to see. They got all kinds of technology. Any technology that they come up with is about being able to kill or being able to
control, right?
Snoop on people, being able to get in and listen to conversations or look at what you're doing or whatever. They got technology, man, out here that is controlling this thing. This thing is beyond what people can even comprehend. I mean, even white people do not believe that the government would do something like this, but they're madly mistaken on this one. They will do anything to maintain supremacy, anything. And the number one enemy is you black people, number one, because genetically you can wipe them out through sex, through procreation, because genetically your gene is superior to their gene. Now, where did racism come from? Racism comes from fear, because instinctively, they are afraid of you because genetically you are superior in the sense that you can wipe them off the planet, off the face of the earth, based on a black man and a white woman, black baby. A white woman and a black man, black baby. Black and black, black baby. But when the only way to maintain the white baby is white on white, white man, white woman. So when you come into the equation and you wonder why there's police brutality and the man's running down the street and the police officer shoot the man, and then the white police officer always say, "Oh, I thought he had a weapon. I thought he had a weapon." You do have a weapon.
Fear for my life, yeah.
You do have a weapon. That's between your legs. That's your weapon.
Whoa. I had to wait. Whoa.
Now the gun is made after your weapon. Your weapon can shoot, and so can theirs. Your weapon can kill them. So they got their weapon. The gun was created. And where did they keep the gun? Down in their dip. So when a policeman approaches a black man, that fear is there. It's like the mouse instinctively knowing that the cat can kill it. It instinctively know that the cat can kill it. Now, if you put some brain in that mouse, then here come the tricknology with any and everything that mouse can do. You ever see the cartoon Tom and Jerry?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's what I'm talking about. So in Congress, you got a bunch of mice. You think they're going to change some laws to help out the cats? Fuck no. Obama, up in that office as president, I know the impact that he had of being black, but they put a watered down black man up in there in a sense.
Well, come on, Dave. You can't do that to my boy. Come on, Dave. Come on, man. Stop, man. Come on.
I'm not knocking him, Cheese. I'm not knocking.
Okay. All right.
White people are comfortable with when they can see themselves in black people. If they can see themselves in black people, the guy they hired for the Miami job, they're very comfortable with him. I can't even see any blackness in him. What I saw.
I knew it was coming. Oh my God.
Oh
my God.
Whoopi Goldberg came out and made a statement, and she got whipped.
Yeah.
And she's be Jewish.
Yeah. Boldly.
Supposed to be Jewish. Her last name is Goldberg, right? She's Jewish. And she said it wasn't about race. She said it was about it's humanity. Somebody doing some crazy stuff against another people. It was just crazy. So, I mean, what she said wasn't anything that was really devastatingly wrong. I mean, it wasn't crazy wrong, but they suspended her and they tell her it is about race. It is about race.
She said it wasn't about race because it was white people.
White
Germans are white and Jewish people are white. That's what she said.
Exactly.
And whereas racism has to be oppression of white people towards people of color. Like,
absolutely.
I mean, and it's crazy because the definition at the time, they changed the definition right after that in one of the dictionaries. That was the definition. So all she really did was quote what was already in the books.
Yes.
Well, see, the thing is, a lot of Jews, and I agree with Dean. What she said, and she also said was about hate, which is totally right.
Right.
Yes.
But I think a lot of Jews who look at it because they, especially the ones that were in the Holocaust, said because the Germans said they were superior race, and they used that in terms of even when they were killing the Jews, that we are the superior race. And I think people just get stuck on that, as opposed to what Neil is saying, how African Americans, we've always seen racism as color, especially in America. Okay, we have racist issues with us always, the white man, or the white man against the red man, or they call the Chinese yellow, whatever derogatory term they want to use. So it's always a color thing.
Yes.
And so I think it was immense of words. I don't think, in my opinion, she should have been suspended. Because it was hatred.
It was.
And, so I agree with you, Dean. I mean, I hear what you're saying, man.
Yeah, it's something, and Hitler, wanted to get rid of the Jews and get them out of his country, and the history of the whole Holocaust thing, but the reason, if we're looking at them from a color standpoint, we're looking at European looking people, European looking Germans, and European looking Jewish people that were in Germany, and that he's trying to get out. But, according to Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, she was saying that because Hitler attacked the Jews because the original Jews are Black. The original Jews were Black, and that he looked at the Jewish people as not being pure white because there was a lot of Black in those people, that even though you couldn't see a lot of it, and that's where the term, they always talk about anti-Semitism, Semite, semi meaning half. And, they looked at them as not being whole white, looked at them as being half white because of the Black genesis of the Jewish population. And so Hitler wanted to get them out, and he wanted the pureness of white people, that Aryan nation thing that he was looking for. So deep down, it is a race thing, if you get deep down into it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that she should have been suspended based on what she said. I think she had a very good explanation on where her thought process from of that whole color thing. But yeah, man. But Brian Flores done took us some places tonight, didn't he?
Yeah, and that's
Interesting conversation.
That's why it's called the sports mix.
Absolutely.
We definitely mixed that shit up tonight.
Yeah.
We definitely mixed it up tonight. So before we wrap it up, it is Super Bowl week. We ain't gotta discuss the game because I don't really give a fuck who win the game. My team is home with me watching the motherfuckers, so I don't really care. But I think it's gonna be a good game. I like the way both teams are playing. I'm going with Cincinnati. I just think they got that it thing right now, and the Rams are tough. It ain't gonna be easy. They're not gonna run away with it. I hope it's as good as that Buffalo and Kansas City game a couple weeks ago.
Wow,
down to the last second. The last 13 seconds.
Right. That was a great.
I'm just hoping for that. I'm hoping for a good game, and I'm not even gonna get in a whole bunch of shit because at one time I used to throw a little spread out for my kids and shit. We have a little Super Bowl party just with us. I don't do that shit no more. I'll probably get a fucking Subway sandwich and sit back and watch the game and hope it's a good game. And
Yeah.
I goddamn. I guess we y'all got to pick before because I'm gonna hit one more thing before we go.
Nah, I just want a good game. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to pick, I'd pick Cincinnati because I always think that they were the best team that I saw this year. When they destroyed the Ravens on 2 occasions, I thought that they were the best in those games. I mean, I just thought they were fantastic, and I think that quarterback they got is the real deal. Joe Burrow, I think he's the real deal. He's confident, and I'm gonna go with Cincinnati. Although the Rams ain't no joke, but I'm going with Cincinnati. Joe Burrow, Cincinnati. What's that rookie receiver they got? He's tough, running back.
His name Chase somebody or something. Chase.
Yeah, Jamar Chase, and that defense ain't no joke. They held Kansas City. I don't know what the 3 points in that second half.
Yeah.
I mean, they down, and so I'm going with Cincinnati. Yeah.
So I guess it's an even bigger deal is the halftime show. The Super Bowl's in LA. You got Snoop, you got Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, Mary J, and Eminem. Man.
Greatest MC of all time.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on. Why'd your voice go low when you say Eminem?
I'm not an Eminem fan.
Oh, you're a hater.
I'm a hater. I mean, he all right, but I ain't never.
Wait a minute, hold on. Hold on. You say he's all right.
He all right.
Greatest MC ever.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Well, they had a big I don't know, was it Source Magazine or whatever back maybe 2018, maybe 2017. I don't know what it was. They had a big vote on who was the greatest MC ever. Y'all know who won that one?
Nah.
Baby.
Nah. When? He didn't win. He was up there. Pac was up there and Jay-Z was up there, but none of them won.
Eminem won?
That wasn't Eminem. He didn't win. The winner was Rakim.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue that.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute. Hold on. How could you guys not? How can you not argue that? And you don't say Eminem. You just say Eminem is okay.
To me, he's just okay.
Right. He's okay to me as well. I mean, I go a little further than okay. He's good.
Come on, Neil.
He's good.
Wait a minute.
Right. You're right. Go ahead and say it. I DJ. And
Neil, I wasn't going to say that because
I've never bought an Eminem record in my life.
And I was DJing at that time, and I don't have one in my collection either.
So wait a minute. If you guys and your DJs, if you had Neil and Dan, you know music. I'm gonna give you all a chance from scale of 1 to 10. Where would you rate Eminem as a rapper?
Better than average. I mean, well, I guess usually average 7 is average, but so I give him a 7.
Okay,
I'll give him a 7.
Yeah, I mean, I say he probably a strong 8.
Yeah, I mean,
he good. He good. I just don't like him. I don't like him like him.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can dig it. Okay.
He did his thing, but he ain't the greatest.
I haven't anticipated not one of his releases.
Right.
I can't even tell you what's some of the names of his songs.
Slim Shady.
And to be honest, I think Slim Shady was his best song ever, just because it was different for the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He did good in that movie.
8 Mile.
8 Mile.
8 Miles. Yeah, I mean.
And his verse on Jay-Z's joint, Renegade, I gotta give him credit for that. That probably was
I can't hate on him, man. I think he's fantastic, man. He's not my favorite.
Yeah.
But that dude, you ever listen to Rap God?
We can't argue his talent. We cannot argue
he's
that.
Unbelievable, man. He's fantastic.
We can't argue his talent. We can't.
Come on, Kenny. I mean,
sometimes
he's the Kobe Bryant of the rap world.
Yeah, I was about to say it.
He's the Kobe Bryant of the rap world.
Kenny made the Kobe Bryant.
There's Kobe, and then there's Jordan. Biggie, can't you see?
Kenny just rated Eminem as second best shooting guard of all time.
I ain't say that.
I'm just kidding.
I ain't say that. I wouldn't. I might question Kobe being there, but we ain't gonna do that tonight.
Whoa.
Do that tonight.
Whoa.
R.I.P. Kobe Bryant. I gave this long ass speech the last time.
Y'all going overboard, man.
Yeah. Next time, I'm out to get a Kobe picture and put up this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Well, talk about that nigga on this.
Yeah, if you got 44, just make it 33. Lord Mary, be good. Be good, man.
Talent, man. I can't argue that.
Yeah, he's talented dude, man.
Talented, man. But I just say to that with the overall picture that he was so much into Michael Jordan. He was so much into Mike, emulating Mike and talking like Mike and walking like Mike and shooting like him and all the things that he did like Mike. I think that it hurt his legacy when it comes to people looking at the greatest players of all time. Everyone who is up on that list have a certain uniqueness about them. That's why LeBron James now is now rising up and up there. He's such a unique talent. And most of the players that you see have their own unique style, but really Kobe was a damn good replica, and you can get a lot of money for a replica.
Come on, Dean.
But
Dean, why are you throwing shade, Dean?
Come on, man.
Dean, you throwing shade at my favorite player all the time. Why are you doing that, Dean?
I'm saying that Kobe did what he did, but I'm saying the fact that he was, just I mean, he emulated Mike so much, man. It was just like, where is Kobe at? Where is Kobe? I mean, how are we gonna trip off of some guy who's moonwalking across the stage and hit a spin and go up on his toes and clutch it, even if he could spin better than Michael Jackson, or but people have seen it before. And Jordan, people are still around. So I'm saying that I think that the fact that he emulated Jordan on such a level, Jordan win a championship, jump up on the table and throw up the six. What did Kobe do when he won his fifth? He jumped up on the table and the five. I mean,
he knew he wasn't getting number
this
six.
is blasphemy. This is blasphemy.
He knew he wasn't getting number
this
six.
Is blasphemy.
So he had to do it on number 5.
Kobe,
Knew he wasn't getting number 6.
Kobe
Blasphemy.
was tough, man. Kobe,
Nah, man.
Jeez,
man.
quick question though. Real question though. Who was your favorite player before Kobe Bryant?
Magic Johnson.
Okay.
That's the same Kobe said. Same thing Kobe said. He said, Jordan ain't my idol. Magic was my idol.
Hey, Neil,
Yeah.
if you were looking to get some get back juice, you got it all night long tonight. And I
Bruh.
nothing to say.
I'm
not
just
gonna say
asking the
one
tough
word.
questions, bro. That's all I'm doing, bro.
All y'all got y'all.
I'm
get
giving the
back juice
people
from me.
what they want.
Yeah. I ain't got nothing to say, man.
Bruh,
Y'all
I
got
don't
me
have-
good tonight.
I got nothing. I got nothing tonight. I got nothing.
I love y'all anyway, man.
R.I.P. Kobe. R.I.P.
Okay.
Kobe Bryant. That's all I got. I got nothing tonight. 'Cause it's starting to look. I'm getting worse than CB. You know, that CB tearing Rudy ass. I wish CB was on here tonight.
Right.
Goddamn, Rudy, an all-star, man. We gonna
Right.
CB
Rudy
gonna show that man some
all-star.
respect.
Yep.
Oh, Rudy.
God damn it.
Yep.
CB gonna show that man some respect up on here,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
What y'all think about Ben Simmons up there in Brooklyn?
I think
don't
that's
know
great
why,
for Brooklyn.
Yo, I mean, Harden probably pushed the trade, but I don't know why. I mean, I guess they had to. Harden wanted to leave, but
Yeah.
man, I don't see. I feel like him and Kyrie ain't gonna work out.
Mm.
I feel like that's the same
Kyrie ain't-
situation
Please,
as
Kyrie ain't gonna be there.
But I feel like that's the same situation as when old boy was there in Philly. Ben and what was the dude that's at Miami now?
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Whatever, yeah.
Dang, I feel like that's the
Jimmy
same
Butler.
situation. Yeah, that was the issue there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
You know what? I'm not worried about Kyrie. There's some Whopper joint. That's Burger King down in Atlanta right now, who's gonna run out of beef tomorrow. It's gonna be in a black neighborhood. Kyrie's gonna take off 3 fucking weeks to go down there to boycott. He ain't gonna show up for work anyway. So I'm not worried about Kyrie.
Stop doing my man Kyrie like that, bro.
I'm sorry.
Stop it, bro.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Don't get mad because that man stands
Why do you
on
got no
principles,
beat in the
bruh.
black neighborhood? That's
Don't get
that's
mad because
Kyrie.
he stands
That's
on
Kyrie.
principles,
Nope.
bruh.
Nope. Kyrie.
Hey, so when is the trade deadline?
I don't know.
It's
It's
like it gotta be
usually
coming
the
up.
15th or something like
Can't
that,
even-
ain't it? 15th?
Yeah.
February?
He can't even play at home anyway. You know, he don't even count. They did just call him a Brook net. He's not a full Brooklyn net. He a Brook net.
So look, while we on that, did y'all see the allegations that the reason Harden wanted to leave is because Kyrie used to give him the business in practice?
Really?
It was a write up.
Wow.
It was that Kyrie used to give him the business in practice, and then the final straw was one day he was busting him down in practice, and he told him you was washed up.
Dang.
Wow.
So then there was that, and then there was another report that said James Harden wanted out because he came in the locker room one day and Kyrie was burning sage.
I told you, Kyrie, man, he a different beast, man. I'm telling you.
I mean, that brother wanted positive energy in the locker
Come on,
room. What's
man.
wrong with that, bro?
So you go ahead and nutmeg in the shower.
What's wrong with that, bro?
Nah, man. Kyrie a different breed, man.
Hey,
I tell you what, you can say what you want. Dude can play, man. He's a player.
Oh, yeah.
He's a
yeah,
player.
he's tough.
He's a player. And like I said the other week, I don't agree with a lot of this stuff, but what I do respect that he didn't, and Aaron Rodgers didn't do, he stood on his shit.
Right.
He stood on his shit, and I totally respect it. In all seriousness, I totally
absolutely.
respect that.
Absolutely.
I can't knock that black man for that, no doubt. So I ain't gotta agree with him all the time, but you know.
Yeah.
So who do y'all think made out in the trade?
I like Ben Simmons, man. I do.
For what?
He's number one. He's a great defender,
Right.
and I think he's a great passer. The only thing always the knock on Ben is his jump shot.
Right.
But I don't know if he's been working on it. But I tell you, man, all his other skills is A1. He's an A1 player, man.
So you'll take a point guard with no jump shot.
Mm-hmm. If I had to choose right now, because Kyrie can kind of make it a little easier for him.
That's the other issue. Is who's going to run the point?
I
Because
would let
Kyrie
Ben.
don't do well when Kyrie don't do well when he don't run the point.
I don't know. Kyrie's such a good scorer, though, man. I don't know.
Is
They
he
can
a
figure
good
it out.
scorer when he don't run the point though?
I think they'll figure it out. I think they can put it that way.
He got a chip in Cleveland, primarily off the ball.
Yeah.
No, he
I would
didn't.
say
No, he didn't. He didn't get a chip in Cleveland off the ball. Think about it. Kyrie came down one time with the ball, scored. LeBron came down one time with the ball, scored. There was no off the ball. They took turns.
I don't know. I mean,
Because remember,
the
they
primary
got
ball handler.
George Tate to run the point there and then benched him. Remember that? Was it Tate?
I don't know.
It was one. They got. What was the other dude they got? They got.
No, you talking about homeboy. You talking about George Hill, right? Was he on there?
They had him at one point running to try to run the point, and it never worked out. They benched him and gave the ball back to LeBron and Kyrie. But they also put had whatchamacallit before his what's the dude he started off in Utah? Because he was with Dallas out there with Curry killing running the point, and they traded him to Cleveland. And same thing, his career died after that because Kyrie and LeBron couldn't play with a point guard, with a legitimate point guard. What's the dude? The dude he played at Utah, then he went to Brooklyn. Darren Williams.
Oh, Darren Williams. Yeah.
Remember he went to Cleveland?
Damn, I don't even remember him going to Cleveland.
He was done by then.
Though. Yeah, he was done, man. If he did
done,
go there,
they traded him mid-year. He was killing with Dallas.
I don't
remember
that.
He went from Dallas to Cleveland.
I think he was done when he was in Brooklyn.
Well, like I say, he had a good season that year at Dallas because I had him on my fantasy basketball and he was killing.
Yeah.
And we went to Cleveland and bench at the maybe 5-6 games.
Good. I don't know, man. It's a good question.
I don't think Kyrie works well with a legitimate point guard.
I mean, Ben can play off the ball too. I mean, if he's allowed to
How you
post
gonna play off the ball with no jump shot?
No, play off the ball if they put him down the post, because he has some post moves. He has some great post moves. I mean, he's willing to do that. I mean, he could be like Magic. Magic ran the point from the post a lot. So
I think Kyrie type guy need to have the ball in his hands.
Right, exactly.
Well, you call him. See when he gonna play. He probably don't play the rest of Black History Month.
But we look at the results when he is the guy with the ball in his hands. They don't. You know what I'm saying?
What you think, Dave?
Well, I mean, I like to trade really for both teams. I don't know how it's going to work out with the Nets with Kyrie going through. He still can't play at home games.
Nope.
And that's going to carry all the way through the year.
And he ain't gonna play on St. Patrick's Day. He ain't gonna play on the 4th of July. I'm just saying, yeah.
I think that
season over by 4th of July, though.
I know, right?
But that's a New York
my bad,
City
Neil.
rule.
My bad.
That ain't a Kyrie rule. That's a New York City rule.
Right.
New York City. Right?
Yeah.
You can't. So even if they make it to the finals, they're gonna play, games there in New York. He won't be able to play in those games.
Nope.
For the home game.
So
not unless they lift the restrictions for inside,
Yeah.
venues,
Right.
then he'll
Yeah.
be able to play.
Then he'll be able to
So,
play.
so
Yeah.
the numbers are going down. So maybe they will kind of ease the restriction, and we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I like the trade for them.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't see New York lifting the restrictions because they got they going to cards.
Yes.
Don't you have to show a card to
Yep.
go to restaurants or whatever? So
Yeah.
what would make you think that they would lift the
Well,
restrictions?
see, the thing,
on
what I'm going back to
unvaccinated
what they did before, Neil, and that's before they went to the card for a brief moment. They lifted the restrictions and allowed inside dining, and then they came up with this card thing, and then the numbers blew back up. Then they said, well, you can't get in, at all at this point if you're not vaccinated.
Right.
So they kind of fluctuated, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm gonna call Mayor Adams.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be. They happen to have to play each other in the playoffs. I'd like to see Brooklyn and Philly go at it in the playoffs.
Yeah, that'd be good, man. That'd be good.
Watch and it'll add some excitement to it. Yeah.
You think they'll opt to have Philly have all 7 games for 7-game series to allow Kyrie to play?
That's
or have it on a neutral court. How about that?
Yeah, there you go. Can't be in New York.
7-game series on a neutral court.
Yeah,
go back
in
to New
Texas.
Jersey. You go back to New Jersey for a couple games.
Right.
It's hometown, home state.
One more thing. So did y'all see the video with LeBron and KD when they was picking the last 2 people for their All-Star team, and KD picked your boy Rudy instead of Harden?
Yeah.
Damn, did he really?
Yes, he did.
And what they say?
Barkley and them, they was just laughing. Even LeBron was laughing. He was dead. Like, he ain't pick his man, but so it must be some animosity there as well.
So wait a minute, Harden had a chance to be on the team, but he didn't pick him?
KD could have picked Harden. LeBron got him. So he's on the All-Star team. But he's on LeBron's team. But him and Rudy were the last 2 picks. And
wow.
KD picked Rudy. But,
them threesome, it's been a 15-year on and off beef between Westbrook, Harden, and KD.
Right.
They've been beefing off and on for 13, 14 years, man. I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it either.
Yeah.
We're gonna wrap it up. It's 12:30, boy. We done did a little overtime. Yeah. We covered some ground tonight. God damn, mixed it up for real tonight.
Tangents.
Yeah, but that's why I was the sports
ice on my face.
Mix that motherfucker up.
I'm put some ice on my face. Y'all fucked me up tonight. Fuck me up.
Hey, we got to save some of this shit. So the trade deadline coming. So I'm sure it's gonna be some more moves made between now and then. I don't know if it's gonna be as big as this one, because with the names that move, that's pretty big. But we'll see how the trade deadline shake out in the next week or so.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna stay on top of this NFL thing for the next show, man. Because like Dean said, it's a lot of things that's going on that we don't know yet, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot of Dean hit it right on the note as usual, but there's some things, man, that's gonna come out.
For sure. So in the comments, I got the link to the YouTube page, man, for anybody that want to check out the previous shows. You can go to the YouTube page, check out all the Sports Mix podcasts previous.
Again, much love to your family, Neil, and my condolences, man. No doubt, man.
Very much.
No doubt.
This episode will be up tomorrow on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
You can also the live stream on Facebook. That's always on my Facebook page or the Sports Mix Facebook page.
Yo, you got DSLR camera, Neil?
Yes, sir.
See, I could tell. I knew it was.
How could you tell, brother?
I could tell. Come on, man. Come on, man.
So,
Look, Dean's still down at Bin Laden cave.
With that being said, we are out. Until the next time, thank you for joining us.
Oh, hold on. One more thing.
One more thing.
Because the NBA trade deadline has officially passed, so it's over.
Oh, it's over.
Yeah, when was the? Today is the 10th, right?
Yeah, yesterday. Today's 11th.
At 3
Yeah,
p.m.
it's really the
Yeah, it
12th.
was past. Yeah.
12th now.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll talk about that shit the next time.
Yeah.
All right.
It's 12 o'clock. It's 12:30.
Good show, guys.
Great show, gentlemen.
Always.
Good
Oh,
stuff.
Hanging out with y'all brothers, man.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Shit, man. Good stuff.
Shit. Yeah.